Welcome to Victoria House, where every corner tells a story. Join us as we explore the beauty, charm, and unique essence of this incredible home. Whether you're here for inspiration, design ideas, or simply to enjoy a virtual tour, you're in the right place. Let's step inside and uncover what makes Victoria House truly special. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest videos. Let's get started. Transforming small spaces into charming vintage farmhouses requires a delicate balance of function and nostalgia. This section dives into design strategies that maximize every inch of your cozy cottage, from selecting scale-appropriate antique furniture to layering weathered wood textures that add warmth without bulk. We explore how to mix soft muted tones like cream, sage, and dusty blue to reflect the natural countryside feel. Practical storage solutions hidden within vintage pieces keep your home tidy while enhancing its storybook appeal. Whether it's a narrow hallway or a snug living room, these decorating ideas show you how to evoke timeless countryside comfort and character in even the most compact spaces. Antique furniture pieces breathe authenticity and soul into vintage country decor. In this segment, we walk you through identifying valuable yet practical furniture finds: weathered cupboards, farmhouse tables with aged patinas, and delicate carved rockers that bring a story and character to your small cottage. Tips on ethical restoration, strategic arrangement for maximum space usage, and pairing with softer textile accents enable you to highlight these treasures without overpowering your rooms. We also spotlight markets and online platforms where you can source these timeless pieces, helping you build a collection that is both beautiful and meaningful. Finding harmony between vintage charm and modern simplicity is essential for a farmhouse that feels fresh yet rooted in tradition. This section guides you through blending farmhouse antiques like distressed dressers and floral upholstery with sleek, understated modern furnishings and finishes. Explore how minimalist lighting, neutral walls, and uncluttered layouts keep the space airy while allowing vintage accents to shine. Learn the art of pairing old and new by updating classic pieces with contemporary hardware or fresh paint, creating a unique look that respects history but meets today's comfort and functionality needs perfectly. Soft textiles and classic patterns are at the heart of making small rooms feel invitingly warm in a vintage farmhouse. This part focuses on the tactile experience, from homespun linens and gentle cottons to sumptuous wool throws, all in gentle, muted palettes that reflect countryside calm. Discover how layering gingham checks, delicate florals, and timeless ticking stripes adds depth and personality without overwhelming limited space. We also explore clever ways to mix texture and pattern in small upholstery, curtains, and cushions to create cozy corners perfect for reading or relaxing, giving your compact rooms a lived-in, welcoming charm. is key in expressing the vintage country farmhouse ethos. This section explains how to choose calming, natural color palettes with soft pastels like powder blue, dusty rose, warm creams, and sage green, reflecting the countryside mood. Learn how accent colors, muted reds, navy blues, or sun-baked yellows, can be thoughtfully integrated through accessories, fabrics, and trims for visual interest without busying small spaces. The guide also covers paint finishes and wall treatments that add texture and character, helping you create unified vintage-inspired interiors that feel peaceful and lived in. Bringing nature indoors is central to vintage farmhouse style, and plants add color, life, and scent to your cottage interiors. This section delves into creative ways to display plants using vintage containers such as old enamelware, mason jars, and tin cans, perfect for windowsills or rustic shelves. Ideas for dried flower arrangements, botanical prints, and floral textiles reinforce the natural theme. Practical advice on plant care and placement makes even small spaces feel fresh and vibrant. These touches create a soothing indoor garden atmosphere reminiscent of the countryside. Upcycling is an eco-friendly way to inject history and personality into your decor. This section inspires with projects like transforming old doors into rustic headboards, mason jars into unique pendant lamps, or wooden pallets into practical rustic furniture. Detailed tips on distressing techniques, repainting, and restoring give new life to otherwise discarded materials. Upcycled pieces add one-of-a-kind charm and speak to a sustainable lifestyle, helping your small farmhouse feel thoughtful and soulful while maintaining its vintage heart. Walls are perfect canvases for adding vintage character to your cottage. This section guides you on curating vintage wall art such as botanical prints, antique maps, rustic frames, and vintage advertising signs. Learn how to mix sizes, shapes, and textures for an artful yet uncluttered gallery that adds nostalgia and personality. DIY projects involve framing old family photos or fabric remnants to keep your space meaningful and budget-friendly. These art ideas offer easy ways to express your vintage style and create cozy, story-filled interiors. Celebrate the changing seasons with vintage-inspired decor that keeps your farmhouse feeling fresh and festive throughout the year. Here you'll find ideas for wreaths, garlands, and table centerpieces using natural materials like pine cones, dried flowers, and seasonal fruits. Learn how to switch soft textiles and color schemes to reflect holidays and weather shifts without losing the vintage rustic vibe. These seasonal touches bring warmth, joy, and a sense of tradition, ensuring your small cottage stays welcoming and cozy no matter the month. Stay updated with the freshest vintage country decor trends emerging in 2025. This section explores evolving color palettes, popular materials, and stylistic shifts influencing farmhouse interiors. Discover how timeless vintage elements are merging with new trends to keep the country cottage look relevant and inviting. Whether it's eco-friendly decor or bold vintage patterns, these trends guide your decorating choices for a modern cottage feel. Thank you for spending time with Victoria House today. Vintage country decor offers endless possibilities to bring character and comfort to even the smallest homes. If you loved these ideas, please leave a like and subscribe for more heartfelt home inspiration. Don't forget to share your own vintage decorating stories or questions in the comments. I love hearing from this wonderful community.